Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Misty Hills. I am here in the fall and it is harvest day, and most importantly I can harvest. It's not raining, so I'm able to go after the canola. So I've got some time to do that, and then obviously I'll do the normal checks on the farm as well once I get that done. But right now we're in pretty good shape. Right here next door at the Dragon location, I can sell the canola, $673 per 1,000 liters. The max, according to the chart, is about 723. So could potentially get another $50 at some point, but we're definitely up near the top of the range, so that's actually really good. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely just run that over, and most importantly, that's, the one that's right there next door to me, so it'll make things go pretty quickly. And nicely here, still the first load, so you can see once again the situation. We're in pretty good shape in that the yield is not crazy large, and then I'll be able to obviously get the field done a little quicker because I can maximize my work time because I'm not sitting there unloading the harvester very, very frequently. So I think I've kept up with most of the points of interest in between in the off season of what I've been doing, mainly around obviously going ahead and keeping the cows moving and keeping the slurry moving. And speaking of slurry, you can see here we still have 48,000. I haven't touched it since I last moved slurry over there, so I think it's been 2 or 3 months. So it's churning away, but it's definitely, once again, not an incredibly fast process. So I think the far end of the field is like row 23, and it might be negative 23, so I basically have 25 passes. Again, this is going to be the same regardless of crop, because obviously my header is my header. The only way that would change is if I decided to go to something that needed the corn header. So corn, sunflowers, I think those are the main crops that would do that. Alright, so we're getting close here. I should be able to get to the end, I think, before I'm full, which will be great, because then I can just kind of turn around, get ready to go back into the field. But I don't have to do anything around. Definitely no need, no reason to look at straw for next time, so as we figure out what we're doing in the spring, that will help. I keep forgetting canola is, whoops, well that didn't work. A little bit of lag. Canola is black, just like the, oh boy. I love when things just don't work. Boy. So yeah, I cannot get this to function. Now it appears to be working. Let me get the truck up here. Alright, so I hadn't disconnected this. So let me do that. Got our trailer over there, so that will let us be able to go and grab that. And again, we're going to get about between 4 and 5 harvesters full in before the entire trailer is full, so it's going to be a little while until I need to run things over. I'm not planning this time to kind of continue showing the full harvest. Didn't really get any comments last time if people want that, don't want that, so... But rather than try to fill the time with chatting about things, again, there's just kind of a standard set, just filling you in of what's going on. But on this farm, definitely a bit of standardization for sure. Oh boy, I better get off the gas pedal because I have turned, but the lag is obviously taking longer to respond, and I think I'm okay. That was not a fun time. But yeah, this is like sunflowers too, where sunflowers are black like this. So I keep forgetting canola is also. This is just an interesting thing. Obviously there's nothing that looks black about it. I suppose you could make the same argument with sunflowers, that there's nothing there, but I think with sunflowers it's the seeds. Obviously with canola it's something similar that it's pulling out and harvesting as the actual crop that we sell. Again, like you can do canola oil, you can do other things with it, I think. I think it can go in for certain kinds of feed. Not being a real-life farmer, I don't know for certain. And canola isn't something that I've seen grown anywhere in real life where I've been at. You can see we've gone from +2 to +1 on the GPS line snap. So as I said, next one will be 0, and then I think we go to -23 by the time we get off the field. So just taking a quick look. Next 4 or 5 hours doesn't look like we've got rain. I think I'm just gonna stick with this and get this harvested. So I can't imagine it's going to take me anywhere near that length of time. But no idea what the output will be. You know, but crops tend to kind of get you pretty close to about the same amount of profit off the field. So, or, you know, it's the same amount of dollars. So I'm imagining we're going to be in that vicinity, probably a lower yield with the higher payout, and not see anything substantially different. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to keep harvesting. As you can see, it takes about a minute or two at least to do a row. I'm kind of at the smaller end of the field, so that's going to expand a little bit perhaps as it goes along. But we'll move this along, and I'm imagining that means I've got at least an hour before I get this whole field done. So I'm going to keep plugging away at that, and I'll be back at some point, so I will see you in a bit. I am done with the harvest, so it took a bit of time. As you can see, it actually was closer to 2 hours by the time everything got done, so always a pretty big job to do any of these things, but work time's pretty consistent. It just changes slightly based on, again, the yield of the field. So if I'm emptying less and transporting less, obviously, then it goes a little quicker. So I'd run 2 loads over. This is now the 3rd truck, so we have 173,933 liters of canola that is going to be sold. Alright, checking with the barn. Again, hay is running low, so I'm going to run some hay over. So I'm going to grab the crampy, and I'll probably just bring 2 loads. Interesting. Not quite sure if I hit that, or I just don't know why the truck is facing in that direction, frankly. Because the last thing I delivered was silage or something, but I'm wondering if somehow when the robot feeder came out, somehow that turned into something Well, this is not working very well. Interesting. Let's see if I can actually connect to this. This is obviously way more challenging than one would think it should be, but obviously it's not working. Finally able to get under there. Just gonna back it out this way and then head out, because I should not have any difficulty here, I would hope. So lots of fun around the barn, as always. But yeah, everything else should be in pretty good shape. Obviously we got, you know, about 100,000, a little over 100,000 in sales from the canola. So we're at 3.2 million. So that certainly continues to move in the direction we need it to. But this will get us to 90, almost 100,000, and then we'll have more than we can dump, but by the time we need to move again, it will need the rest of the hay, so it'll be alright to go ahead and put that there. So I will do that, and at least back here I think I can stay far enough away that, yeah, I don't impact the robot. So I can leave it here because it's not a dumping point, it's just a loading point. So I don't think that would create the same problem on the server, like parking a trailer on, you know, say under the pipe of the silage silo, the fermenting silo, for example. So I know that is potentially a performance impact, but in this case, since it wouldn't be scanning to see if it can fill, it would just be scanning and waiting for us to key press. It should be okay to kind of leave it there on that particular trigger, I think. So that is what I will do, and that will get me there. We already had checked earlier that the slurry was fine. So that would be the last thing I need right now. Now the other option I have is I could just take less over there, but there's, you know, not really a downside to bringing some extra over, because I then just have a couple 10,000 liters. I mean, it'll probably be just between 10 and 20, I think, that's going to be left at most. It might not even be that much, because even if it got to 100,000, it should still take 47,000 of this, so I guess that would leave 12. But I guess we'll just see what it is. I can't turn off the truck until it goes. But yeah, this has enough room where I'm not blocking the door. But there we go. So just 4,900 liters. So not a whole lot. And then yeah, should be good. I mean, again, it could use some straw eventually, but the straw consumes significantly less. So we are good there. Another year in the books at this point. It's just, once again, heading into winter, where we'll just keep the cows going. We only have 211,000 liters of milk, so nothing substantial there. The experiment with the dairy barn, or the cheese, or yeah, the dairy, it's stopped again. It's telling me materials are missing. So even though it has some, I guess that connection actually doesn't work. So it may have taken however long it took, the years and years it did to work through 90,000 or 100,000 liters of milk, but it does seem like we might actually need to move milk to the dairy. It doesn't actually consume it out of the tank. So I'll think about what I want to do with that in the future. I mean, there's not really much to think about. I just need to keep track of moving milk, but it gets confusing because obviously I don't know how I would know other than seeing this that, ooh, I'm out of milk again. But for now, I'm going to call that a day with what I needed to do here, and we'll figure out next spring what we're going to put in field 24. No change on availability to land and so forth. Again, as I said, they're probably talking end of June, so we've got basically another month before we might even have movement or a change on that. But as soon as I know anything different, I'll just keep you informed as I keep doing the work here as to what the reality is. I will see you next time.